What's the basis for the Rohirrim War? The anticipated animated fantasy film The War of the Rohirrim, which is based on a tale found in the appendices of J.R.R. Tolkien's work The Lord of the Rings, is directed by Kenji Kamiyama from a script written by Phoebe Giddens and Artie Papagiorgio. The buzz of the town these days in the studios is IP, and very few are as ripe as Lord of the Rings. Over the years, audiences have consistently returned for more because of the vastness and inviting nature of Middle-earth, with intricate prose, a ton of prequels, books, and appendices on world history, invented languages with their own full grammar and lore rich enough to inspire TV series and movies for the foreseeable future. J.R.R. Tolkien's characters and world building surpass those of almost any other fictional universe. The original trilogy of Peter Jackson is among the most commercially successful pictures that Warner Bros. Has ever released. The critically acclaimed films continue to be highly regarded and have a devoted following. Warner Bros. Continues to control the rights to the theatrical distribution of the Lord of the Rings films, and they plan to do so with The War of Rohirrim next year. However, last year saw the successful debut of the prequel series, The Rings of Power, on Prime Video, which is the most expensive show ever made. The prequel will be an anime that adapts Tolkien's world and draws stylistic cues from the first three Peter Jackson films. If you're excited by the prospect of a Lord of the Rings anime, The War of the Rohirrim will be released by Warner Bros. On December 13th, 2024. Due to the continuing WGA SAG-AFTRA strikes, the original arrival date of April 12th, 2024 has been postponed. During the 20th anniversary festivities of the release of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, New Line Cinema revealed that they were fast-tracking a Lord of the Rings anime and pledged to continue their collaboration with the Tolkien estate for more films in the future. CEO David Zaslav has stated that Warner Bros. Is committed to theatrical releases and will no longer produce films for streaming services, so the films will only be distributed to cinemas. However, the movie is anticipated to be accessible for streaming on WBD's streaming service Max following the conclusion of its theatrical and digital run. Warner Bros. Has not yet begun promoting The War of the Rohirrim, but this is probably about to change as the studio plans to debut the movie's first trailer during the Annecy Film Festival, which takes place on June 11th of this year. The only footage of the movie that we have seen thus far is a promotional piece from the Weta that will be released in February 2022, and features a fight scenario that is probably going to be in it. The character designs and overall aesthetic of the picture seem to be greatly influenced by Peter Jackson's trilogy. The War of the Rohirrim, which takes place 183 years before the events of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, narrates the tale of Helm Hammerhand, the ninth and final king of Rohan's first line of kings, as well as the beginnings of the castle Helm's Deep. Helm Hammerhand is shown in a statue in Peter Jackson's The Two Towers, and Tolkien's appendices contain information about his biography as the leader of the Rohirrims during turbulent times marked by battles and disputes with the Dunlendings, a tribe of wild men who were forced to live on the boundaries of Rohan by the Rohirrim and sought vengeance against them. Hammerhand, who was born into the house of Eorl, is remembered. King Helm was at odds with Freka, a strong Dunlending landowner of Rohirrim descent, who attempted to set up a marriage between his son Wulf and King Helm's daughter Hera, only for Helm to slay Freka with a single bow. This prompted the Dunlendings, led by Wulf, to assault Rohan, and Helm was routed in the process. After being forced to flee, he sought safety in the area that would eventually be called Helm's Deep in his honor. However, that is only the start of Helm's stories. The man will continue to protect the Rohirrim through life and death. And Hera, his daughter, must muster the bravery to lead her people in resistance against those who are determined to destroy them. Based on the era and the characters in the movie, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim will probably follow these events. However, it is unclear what liberties and turns the plot will take. In The War of the Rohirrim, Scottish actor Brian Cox will play King Helm Hammerhand with a booming voice. Along with several other outstanding voice actors, the Succession actor will be the main attraction in the cast. it is anticipated that he will give the King of Rohan the same level of gravity as he does in his other parts. In the movie, Luke Pasqualino, who is most known for playing Freddie McClare in Skins, will portray opposing leader Wolf, with voice actor Sean Dooley providing the character of his father, Fricka. In the movie, Gaia Wise will play Helm's daughter Hera, while Miranda Otto will play Eowyn, a descendant of Helm who acts as the movie's narrator, as she did in Peter Jackson's original trilogy. The voice cast will also feature Lorraine Ashbourne, Michael Wildman, Bilal Hasna, Jude Akuwadiki, Yazdan Kwafori, Benjamin Wainwright, Lawrence Ubong Williams, and Janine Duvitsky. The film is being directed by prolific anime director Kenji Kamiyama, who has worked in the art department of classics like Akira and Kiki's Delivery Service, and directed episodes of popular animes like Ghost in the Shell and Ultraman. This is Kamiyama's second collaboration with Warner Bros. He developed the Blade Runner anime series, Blade Runner Black Lotus. Based on a narrative by Jeffrey Adise and Will Matthews, Phoebe Gittins and Artie Papagiorgio wrote the script. The film is produced by Joseph Chow, with Carolyn Blackwood, Philippa Boyens, Richard Brenner, Jason DeMarco, and Sam Register serving as executive producers. Warner Bros. Rescheduled the release date from April to December 2024 in August 2023. The studio had to rearrange its release schedule as a result of the now completed actors' strike, which halted filming all throughout Hollywood. At the very least, The War of the Rohirrim appears to be worth the wait, as early reviews of an exclusive first look that was exhibited at the Annecy Film Festival in June 2023 were overwhelmingly positive. This prequel narrates the story of the fabled Helm Hammerhand and is set around 200 years before the Two Towers. The announcement of the War of the Rohirrim in June 2021 did not mean that the big screen Lord of the Rings films would cease. In February 2023, Warner Bros. Announced that it had inked an agreement with Middle-earth Enterprises to produce new films. The War of the Rohirrim appears to be worth the wait based on the good initial reactions to the exclusive first look that was shown at the Annecy Film Festival in June 2023. Behind the scenes, Kenji Kamiyama is directing the film, Oscar-winning alongside producer Joseph Chow. Philippa Boyens, a member of the original screenwriting team for both The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit trilogies, will serve as executive producers. Two members of the creative team from The Lord of the Rings, Oscar winner Richard Taylor and Tolkien illustrator John Howe, will also be back for the project. The screenplay will be based on a script by Jeffrey Adise and Will Matthews, and will be set roughly 250 years before the events of the original movie, which is labeled as the Third Age, while the new program is intended to take place during the Second Age. The film will follow the life of the fabled King Rohan, Helm Hammerhand, and explore the as yet untold tale of Helm's Deep Citadel. Helm and his people must bravely defend the fortress of Hornburg, which would eventually be dubbed Helm's Deep, against the merciless, Dunlending Lord Wolf, who is determined to exact revenge for the death of his father. Through a surprise attack, Hera, Helm's daughter, is leading the resistance against Wolf. It will be some time before we see anything from The Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim. As the film is currently in development, a few sequences are shown at the famous Annecy Film Festival in June 2023, and the response has been very positive. Quote, "The Lord of the Rings: War of the Rohirrim is quickly rising to the top of my list of 2024's most anticipated films. The extremely brief and incomplete video displayed at Annecy 2023 appears amazing. This is very much an anime, but it also exactly follows the original trilogy. I can't wait," they remarked at the French site Clone Web. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. Also, express your valuable thoughts in the comment section below. Until then, bye. Also, spend some time watching other videos on the channel.